Hi and welcome back to card number 3 for our embossing paste class, June 2024. This is our last one and we've used a stencil to create an image in the background, similar to what we did in the first one, but the first one we used the stamps, and then actually using the stencil as part of our design. So what I did is, when I first was designing this card, these are what I came up with, and was using the negative space. So this panel here, and then you would pop that on. Let me just get the right, no, I had it the right way in the first place. So you pop it on, no I didn't, that way. Sorry, this is a new negative. So you'd pop it on and then you'd run paste through here just to give you that outline, and then I moved it so that you could get some texture on the outside, and you can see that I got some on the side of it. So I did that with those two colours to decide what I wanted to do, and then in your pack you actually, let me move these out of the way. In your pack, I've left the negative. So you've got your card bases, your card base, then you've got your matting, and then your top paste, which you're going to use your embossing paste on. I've also, you've got the green piece, which is your accent bit. Then you've also got both the positive and the negative, which is cut for you. Alright, then you have a piece that you can stamp your greeting on, or your sentiment. So that's all in your pack. Now the reason that I've put both of them in your pack is that what makes crafting amazing is that, oh sorry, and you've also got a bit of ribbon, which isn't in a bag for some reason, so I'll pop that in there now. I'll be back one. Okay, so then you've got your ribbon, which is also in your little bag in there. So that's going to go into, that's all in your kit that's coming to you. Alright, so what I decided once I did this is I actually, when I popped the other piece on the top, sorry, I'm just popping out the pieces so that I can create one with you. So I thought it would be good for you to be able to see both options. So we're using this piece of card that I'm using here is actually a little bit thicker than our standard card weight, so it's different too. You'll feel the difference when you're feeling the green, the garden green against this white. This is not our standard white, this is actually a piece of backing from our designer series paper packs. So it's slightly thicker, still able to run through our die cutting machine, stamp, cut and emboss machine. Sorry, it's a bit of a mouthful. So I'm just cutting the bits out. I probably should have paused the video while I was doing that, but it's done now. Camera. Alright, so that you've got, these are our two options basically. You decide which one you want to do. I mean, obviously if you want it to go the other way, you just turn your die the other way. So I'm going to do another one of these. I'm going to show you how to do that. It is the same process as doing this. Alright, without embossing paste. So you're going to pop that on, you're going to angle it however you want to angle it. And then you're just going to, you might want to tape that down, and then you're just going to use your embossing paste and smooth over the top. Where you get to these bits that are sticking up like this, just be really gentle when you're brushing over them with your spatula, and you'll get that. That one of the other benefits of using a slightly thicker piece of card is that you actually get a slightly thicker piece here. So this is what we call a stencil. You would know that already. The same with that, you'll get a deeper impression in the so you can use any masks at all, or stencils. for the embossing paste. The reason that I've gone for one like this out of card is, one, you don't have to have stencils already to do this card. Two, you don't have to spend ages trying to get all of the paste out of it, and then you go to use it next time and it's got paste that's dried up in it and you can't get it out, so it kind of ruins your mask. And three, you can personalize it to whatever you like. So if you had some letters, you could have them lined up together to make a word. You know, if you've got flowers, or if you've got whatever you like, you know, if it's a house one, or if it's just a nice big pattern that goes over the whole page, it's up to you. I'm going to use this again, and it is something that, because it's quite a small fiddly piece, you are going to have to just be taking a little bit more time with it. But again, if you wanted to do the background pieces, which I'm just trying to pull into camera for you, maybe if I move that up a bit. So if you wanted to do that technique, that is using the negative of the negative stencil. Alright, so I'm going to, I like to turn my work so that I can, so it's not, I'm not reaching so far. Again, for you, it will depend on which, what your preference is for working. Alright, so we're going to, now you can see, like, I've done these and this, so that's 3, I'm about to do 4, and then I've done 3 for card number 1 and 2 for card number 2, and you can see there's still a lot of paste left. So it's quite an economical product to have on hand, especially, and it doesn't have to just be on card. You can use this on anything. I wonder if it says on here. It does say avoid with eyes and mouth. Doesn't say anything else. But it will, I'm sure, go on quite a few surfaces. So like I said, again, I'm just mixing it in case there's any bits that have got gaps or air holes in them, and I'm actually just going to pull it out, put the lid on, and I'm just going to pop it on, and I'm actually going to go, I'm putting my paste on, and I'm actually just going to, what you'll find is once you start spreading your paste on, it'll stick to the card. You'll find it kind of embeds itself into the card, and then I'm just going to rotate it around because I want some around the outside, but I don't want it too thick around the outside, but I want also that full definition of my shape that's underneath it. That's too harsh of a drop there, and then see, hopefully you were able to see how much I put on my spatula. Now this is a one that you'll probably want to have, actually should I put my silicone mat underneath there? I mean, I've just got scratch paper underneath, it's not such a big deal, but if you don't have that, then you might want to have something underneath it. You could chuck some baking paper or something like that. And just a little tiny bit more. And then I'm using the back end of my spatula. And I just want to make sure that all of the gaps are covered, and then you'll find once you get to this point, it actually, a little bit there, it's actually quite easy. I feel like that's a bit of my hair. it's quite easy to make sure that you've got that really even coverage across. Now the bonus piece that you end up with, and you don't have to use it on the card, if you want to use it to continue using it as a stencil, you can do that. But what I've found inadvertently, which is one of the beauties of crafting, is that there's no mistakes, only happy accidents. And this was a happy accident. So my initial design was just the green on top of the stencil, but actually, I don't know, I'll bring it up so you can see it, hopefully. Maybe not. The whites, there we go. You can see this is my stencil and it's actually turned a shimmery kind of white, so it's actually got the paste still on it. So it created for me another level of texture, and created, if you had some colour, you could go over that with the stencil with some colour and you'd get that two-tone look, but it's really entirely up to you. So I'm just going to leave that for a minute or two, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, that's just been sitting for a few minutes, and you'll see that it is still a little bit wet, but that's okay. I'm just going to use my take pick tool. You can use anything, you can use some scissors. You're just going to gently lift this out of the paste. Remembering that we want to use this, so it is a bit damp, so we want to make sure that we don't disturb the design that we've created, but also we want to preserve this, so it's a little bit. And you know what, to be honest, I can't remember if I waited for it to completely dry or if I waited for it to be wet. I feel like it was dry when I pulled it out last time. When I was designing the cards, I kind of had them all lined up, doing them all at the same time, the different options all at the same time. So there was a bit more time in between. Let's see if I can get it from there. Now again, I'm going to move my work so that I can access it. Maybe it was dry. Or maybe I didn't leave it. Maybe you need to pull it out before. Yeah, pull it out before, because now it's starting to crust over. So don't wait like I did. Pull it out as close to, and you'll get a crisper finish. Of after your go. So you can see under there. Hold it there, just gently pull it. Thankfully, these bits here are going to be covered So it's not going to matter, it's these bits on the edge that you want to make sure you've got nice and crisp. I'm just going to get those out. These bits of paper. So the cardstock's actually started to come apart because it's wet, and then I start poking at it. So get your, so I'm actually going to pop that because I want to keep it. Pop that on my, you shouldn't need to do this. I would recommend you take it out straight away as soon as you've finished putting your paste on. Don't let it sit. And this is back to front. So I'm just going to press it down just so you can see where the green has come off. So where the card has gone. Yeah, no, I'm coming too. I wouldn't take off all of the excess bits around the edge because I think that creates a really cool effect. And I don't know how well you can see on here, but it's not a perfect finish on that die bit. But I'm just going to get rid of that green because I don't want that poking through. And cleaning my take your pick tool. I'm going to need to use baby wipe. So then once your piece is all dry, then what we're doing is we've got our green piece, and I've just kind of offset them. You don't need to have the green if you don't want to. You could then just place your white over, but I think the green lifts it a little bit, and then pop your sentiment on and then stick it onto the front of your card, and you will end up with this card here. Let me move that out of your way, and that is our finished card. Tying your ribbon around the green piece. You can do it around the white as well, but I find I like to get the base and the mat already stuck down while I'm messing about with the rest of it. There's enough ribbon, it'll do around the white if you prefer. Okay, and so that is our third and final cast. Like I said, you will have plenty of this left over. Like I said, you can see how much is left in there, quite a bit in there. Comes up to about here. So you've got plenty of that to be doing other things, other cards. You can use it on other many products. I'm sure you. I think you can use it on glass. I think you can use it on wood, perspex or plastic. So it's a vast range of things that you can use it on. But thank you very much for being part of the class, and I look forward to seeing any of your cards that you make. All right, bye for now.